KK Java tutorials. In previous video tutorial, we have learned how to write a Java program for bubble sort using iterative approach, and this is the code which we had written, right? And we understood, all right? So when we talk about the bubble sort basically how basically bubble sort works. Let's say you have an integer array and you want to sort it using bubble sort. Then bubble sort basically starts comparing first two elements, and if these two elements is not in the basically proper order, means first of all lowest element should be first and then higher amount of element, right? So if you compare 29 and 10, right, so here 29 is greater than 10, right? So you have to done kind of swapping. So here 10 and 29 would be the order, right? Again bubble sort will compare next two elements, and if it finds as these two adjacent element, previous element is greater than the element which is after, then swapping should happen. And after one pass or after one iteration, biggest element will be bubble on at the last, right? And if you do the continuous process for second pass, then second highest element would be the basically second highest index on the input array, right? In that fashion you will if your input array is having 5 elements, then after four iteration complete array will be sorted. So let's say if you have a 10 input in your array, then how many iteration is needed to sort the complete array? N minus 1, means 9 iteration you needed to sort the entire array. Based on this concept, I had written this basically code in my previous video tutorial, but this follows the iterative approach. We have a loop inside the loop, right? Now in this video we will convert same program using recursion. As you know, what is the recursion? Recursion is nothing but the calling a method itself is recursion, right? So I'm going to copy this project, and I'll make another copy of this project with another name. Here I'm going to name as recursive approach. Okay, so let me create. So bubble sort using recursive. Let me close my previous file. So this is the project just I had created from my previous project. Let me explain you this project is all about. So here we are taking input from the array size from the user, and just I am creating an array with the same size. Now this array input array is populating with the elements using for loop. Then just as you know, here just I am printing the original array, right, using arrays.toString. So original array will be basically printed. Now I'm calling the bubble sort. There I'm using iterative approach, and this method has to change. This method had to convert into the basically recursive approach. There I'm going to make change, right? And once array is sorted, then sorted array I'm going to just I'm displaying over here, right? So there is some spelling mistake, right? So let me sorted array, yeah. So now here I'm going to make little change. So while calling the bubble sort, here I'm also passing the length of the array, which is already here, right? So length of the array I'm going to pass. And what I'll do, just I'm going to comment this previous implemented method, which follows basically iterative approach. And let's create another method with the different signature, right? At this time method is taking first argument as the input array and second argument the input array size, right? So here first of all I will write the base case, which is nothing but the if input array size equals to 1, means your input array contains only one element, then you don't require basically sorting mechanism. So I will return the same array, right? So I'll array right away the input array itself, right? For other cases we have to make the iterative call. So just I'm going to copy paste this code snippet from here from previous implementation, which follows basically iterative approach, yeah. And this is the flag I had used basically to improve the bubble sort, right? If input is already sorted sorted order, right? Now that flag I'm going to remove. Of course, with that flag you can use here as well. That just I'm keeping you, just I'm leaving as a homework for you guys in iterative approach, how we can make a flag to basically improve the performance in case of your array is already sorted, right? Now here you can see we don't require nested kind of loop, so one loop I'm going to remove, right? So here I'm going to remove this loop, one loop I'm gonna remove over here, okay? And here this variable name I'm going to change. Let's say one variable we have, so let's keep as I, okay? Now minus I is not needed. If you have remember in earlier solution why we were subtracting this I, because if you look into the bubble sort, in every iteration, in first iteration first element is sorted, right? And next iteration one more element is sorted, right? Every time in every pass or every iteration one element gets sorted, right? And that's why we had subtracted I for this, right? In iterative approach, so minus I is not needed over here, right? Now uh, now at last you have to call this method again, right? So first element is nothing but the input array itself, yeah, and second element is nothing but the input array size minus 1. Why minus 1? Because here we were subtracting 1, I, right? So I, when I value becomes 1, then subtracted 1, then 2, then 3. So here every time we are subtracting input size by 1, and that's the iterative approach says, right? So input size I'm going to decrease in every iteration. That's why we don't require a second or nested loop, right? And that's all we have done, right? So let me test out this uh, code what we have written. So if I run this application, let's test out for one input, right? Let's say array size I'm giving 1 and just I have entered 12, that's it. So here you can see original array and sorted array, both are same. Now again I'm going to run, and here if you look into the size I'm going to specify as let's say 6, and 6 elements I'm going to enter 100, then let's say 30, then 28, 19, 23, 56. So here you can see this is the original array, right? In same order, we whatever order we have basically inserted into array, same order this array has displayed, because this is our original array. If you look into the sorted array, then here you can see element has been sorted, right? So this is all about how we can write basically bubble sort using iterative approach. Here of course there is some chances for the improvement, how we had basically done some improvement in bubble sort while writing iterative approach, right? So that just I'm leaving as a homework for you guys, right? So input array is already in sorted format, but our algorithm doesn't know input array is already sorted format, but we can take the advantage of that. So how you can convert an improved version of a bubble sort, you can have a look. Now if I compare whether iterative approach is faster or recursion approach is faster, so here guys let me tell you, in case of recursion approach we have some overhead in terms of memory, right? So a stack has this all the information is putting into the stack, because method is getting called again and again, so there is some basically memory overhead in case of recursion, and that's the reason recursion approach is little slower than iterative approach in case of not in case of only bubble sort, but in even though if you calculate the factorial or any other problem you solve using iterative approach as well as recursion approach, in most of the cases basically recursive approach is slower than the iterative approach. So here here basically if you ask me what would be the basically complexity, right? So complexity is very much similar, even though in this iterative approach also worst case of complexity would be O of O n square, right? Big O of n square. And in terms of basically if you look into uh, space complexity, then space complexity would be more in case of this, right? Because this uses basically uh, this is using basically recursive approach. So one, this variable is holding, so this is for this holding, this variable is O of n. Apart from that, there is a memory overhead. Basically this call stack is that going to store into the stack itself, right? But in bubble sort, if you look into the I mean space complexity, it would be O of 1, because just we required one third variable to store one input, right? So that's all I wanted to discuss in this video tutorial, guys. Big thank you for watching this video, and this code I'm going to post on my blog kkjavatutorials.com. You can download from there, guys. Big thank you for watching this video, and see you there in the next video tutorial.